We are live streaming on Facebook. Welcome everybody to the webinar. My name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. I'm very excited to be with you tonight. We are going to have some fun. I'm going to show you how to get started right with Teamzy and how to be a power hour boss. Okay, so this is going to be a real nuts and bolts training. We're going to dive right into the app. I'll show you how to get it set up. I'll show you how to do a power hour, the best workflows to be super efficient with your time. Okay. I'll take you through the whole process, how to start conversations with people, how to have conversations, how to invite them to learn about the business, how to follow up on those invites like a pro, all the way through in Teamzy until they join your team, okay? At the end, we'll do a Q&A. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, there's a little Q&A button. You can load questions in there at any point during the call, and I will answer them all at the end. Sound good? All right, let's dive right in. We are recording, by the way, as well, and we're streaming live on Facebook. Let me see, what do I want to do? I want to share my screen. All right, so you should be seeing my slides now. Get started right with Teamzy and become a power hour boss. This is a hashtag I encourage you to use. A lot of our Teamzy family uses this one, hashtag power hour boss. Okay, so a little bit about my story for those of you who don't know me. My background is in business coaching and consulting. I've been helping people build their business for going on 15 years now. And it's been a passion of mine to help people do this and be efficient with their time and to build a business based on relationships and integrity. So what happened with me was I fell into network marketing by accident. I found some products that really changed my life. And I was just sharing those naturally, as a lot of us do, right? I mean, I found some great products, but just sharing them. I wasn't getting paid for it. Eventually, I figured it out that there was an amazing opportunity. And as I looked at the business from the perspective of a professional coach, I said, okay, Eric, to be successful at this, you need to leverage the little bit of time you have available. So go find some tools that will help you be efficient with your time. So I went looking. I needed to find a system that would allow me in just 1 hour a day, because that's all I had to build my business. I needed a way to stay in touch with all of my contacts. Also know when to contact them and when not to. In other words, I didn't have time to think or plan this. I just needed to do it. I also wanted to know, what do I say? How do I start conversations with people so that I don't stare at the screen all day long trying to think of the perfect thing to say? And I wanted a system that would help me to follow up seamlessly so that nobody ever fell through the cracks. So tall order, right? But I figured there's got to be a tool out there that does this for us. And I did find a few tools here and there that did some of it, not all of it, but none of them they were just so complicated, right? And I didn't find any based on building relationships. They were all kind of based on this go for no, find them, fleece them, and forget them kind of approach to the business, which I call that icky. I call that the icky approach, and that's not me. I needed to also to find something that was easy to use. It just had to be easy to use. I'm really not good with technology. So long story short, it didn't exist. We couldn't find it. We built it. That's what you're going to look at tonight. That's Teamzy. We built it for you guys because it wasn't there. All right, just a little background on us. In a little more than 2 years, we've had more than 70,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is kind of amazing and humbling. We've also wanted to let you know that our active users are averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Okay, and those are our active users. When I say active user, I mean people who are using it. And I'm gonna demonstrate to you tonight, my examples will be based on what these guys are doing on average, okay? Great, let's jump out of this and let's go look at Teamzy. Okay, so now you're looking at my Teamzy dashboard. A couple things here. There's more than 60 custom versions of Teamzy now, okay? I'm going to be demonstrating Teamzy Standard. That's our generic version, for lack of better description. It's good for any network. It's not customized to any network. So it may look slightly different than the version you're used to using. Just bear with me, they function the same, okay? All right, so this is the dashboard of Teamzy. Now to set Teamzy up, first off, you guys need to know, if you're not already using Teamzy, you can get a free trial of Teamzy for 30 days at teamzy.com. Okay, free trial, teamzy.com. Tell your team it's free for 30 days. We don't ask for your credit card or anything. We want you to use this system, get some benefit from it, fall in love, and then you can be part of our family forever. But we want you to do it for free. Okay. When you start your free trial, it will drop you into a setup wizard to help you set it up. You can relaunch that from settings. I'm going to do that now. We'll go through this together. Okay, setup wizard. Hey, that's me. Skip that. You got me live. Okay. What we're going to do in Setup Wizard is we are going to set an income goal. Okay. Once you put in your income goal, Teamzy will take that number and tell you what to do daily to hit it, which is kind of cool. Like backward engineers it. We're going to create a powerful why. I'll explain to you why that's so important in a minute. And then we'll get all your contacts imported into Teamzy so that you are super mega organized. Everything's in one place. No more hunting around for pads of paper, spreadsheets, or sticky notes, or whatever you're using now and trying to stay organized and feeling like you're completely overwhelmed. That will never happen again. It'll all be here. It'll be in your phone. It'll be in your computer. Wherever you need it, you'll have access to everybody. Okay, so let's get started. Page 1, put in an income goal. This is a 12-month income goal. This is the income level you'd like to be at 12 months from now. Make sense? So it's not saying that you would make, for example, if you're starting today, you wouldn't be earning $150,000. You would not have earned $150,000 in a year in 12 months, but in month 12, you'd be at that income level. Does that make sense? Okay. So I put 150,000 in as my goal. And I'm going to hit continue. You put in whatever your goal is. Now, Teamzy's done the math, and it's telling me that I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months to hit my goal. Okay, is that a lot? How many of you guys think that that feels like a lot? The next page, we're going to break it down, because when you go to eat an elephant, how do you do it? One bite at a time, right? One bite at a time. So the breakdown page breaks this down between my 3 main groups: prospects, customers, and distributors. Okay, that's my team. And then it breaks it yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So now I have a daily target, something I can do today. Actually, I only have control over one day, right? Today. So my goal is to connect with 9 prospects each day, 6 customers, and 4 distributors, 19 people. Now, I will show you tonight that that is easily less than 30 minutes work. Okay, with Teamzy. Now, when I say connect with, I mean connect. Just to say hello, just to make their day. The goal is to make someone's day. We call it the make someone's day mindset. That's another one of our hashtags. Hashtag make someone's day mindset. It is not to invite them to purchase, to come to an event, to watch a video, or anything like that. It's not a cold invite. It's just to connect, to make their day. The goal is to start a conversation. I'll explain that a little more as we go. Now, the next goal here, and you can change these numbers. By the way, this is a suggestion based on my income goal, but let's say you're new and have no team, then make that a 0 and just type that one over here on prospects. Make sense? So you can modify these however you need to, but you get the idea. And now the invite goal, the next piece here, the goal is 3. Invites are when I'm talking about my business. An invite is when I'm inviting somebody to something to share the opportunity with them. Okay? An invite is something that will lead, when I follow up on it, will lead to a sale or a recruit, or could anyways. And then ads, these are new people. I'm just adding new people to my list every day. Fresh water in my beautiful lake. Make sense? Okay, continue. Oh, by the way, when you click on this, everything that's here will configure to your dashboard. Your dashboard of Teamzy will be customized to your personal goals, okay? I'll show you real quick what that looks like. So you can see here's my dashboard, and it's set up now with the 9 prospect goal, 6 customer goal, 4 distributor goal, okay? And 3 invites, 3 ads. So you can see that I've got nothing done. I've got zeros, so my entire goal is left. We'll talk about that when we do our power hour in a minute. Okay, let's jump back to the wizard. Next step in the wizard is finding your why. Finding your why. Okay, so this is important. You've probably heard from somebody that you need to know your why, right? And it's one of those things that everybody kind of understands, but very few people actually do it. Now, I want to share a statistic with you, and that's this. 1 out of 2 people in this business will quit their first year. Okay? 1 out of 2 people in this business will quit their first year, and that is because they don't know their why. Simple. The truth is we all quit. We're all quitters. I hate to say it, but it's true. We're all quitters. And unless we have a reason not to, we typically will quit if things get hard or difficult, challenging, or even just boring. Right? True? Think about it. The why has to be there. Now, many people don't do this because they think it's some sort of deep, that you got to go to Sedona and get in a sweat lodge to figure out your why. The truth is, it's not that complicated. We've boiled this down to 5 questions. 5 questions just to get you thinking, just to help you pull your why out. Okay, I'll take you through the process really quick. I'll share my story as an example. Obviously, your short story will be different, so you can see the process. This is also a great process to bring team members through to help them find their why, because without it, I'm telling you right now, without it, they'll probably quit. All right, let's jump in there. First question, why did you become a distributor? Why did you? Why did you? In my case, I was already sharing the products. I wasn't getting paid for it. My wife told me, babe, go sign up and get paid for all those people you're sending over to that company. So I did. That's all. My wife suggested it, so I did it. What did you hope to accomplish? When I started, I just wanted to make $500 a month. That was my goal, just $500 a month. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but that was the only goal I had at that time. Why is that important to you? Next question. Why is that important to you? What I wanted to do with that $500 was I wanted to save it. I wanted to put it in the bank. I just wanted to put $500 each month into my bank account. Now, just to give you a little bit of context on this, I told you that my background was in coaching, business coaching. Well, specifically, the company I worked with, we worked with real estate agents, which was a great business to be in because real estate grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, right? Until it didn't. The end of 2008, do you guys remember the Great Recession? I'm sure some of you do. Yeah. So that was a pretty tough time for us. I lost my job along with pretty much everybody I knew. We were all out of work and it was scary, by God's good grace, we made it through the recession intact as a family. We didn't lose our home or anything like so many people had to go through. But it was scary and I had to find work elsewhere and we used our savings up and we started living paycheck to paycheck like a lot of people did. And so at the time when I was looking at the network marketing opportunity, it had been almost 7 years since I had been able to save any money into the bank account. There was zero savings going in. So if I could put $500 a month into the bank account savings, I thought that would be pretty cool. Okay, you see what an emotional victory that would be? Next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What I really wanted to do was buy a new home. I wanted a new house for my family. I just really dreamt about moving us into a new home with more room. My wife and I have 4 kids and we were literally on top of each other. We just didn't have any room. Nobody had their own space. I dreamt of coming home to work from home, build my own business. And there was just no way I could do that. I didn't even have a nook, a little corner where I could work. In fact, I'll share with you guys that what I would do is I would go to the public library to try to find a quiet space. That's how bad it was. I just dreamt of having a little bit of space. So that was what I was hoping to do. Now, do you see how this process would take me through? I guess I'll sign up to, oh my gosh, now I'm starting to dream about buying a new home. Could this be possible? Type thing. Last question. See, this is just a quick process, you guys. Last question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does it make you feel? Okay. So the truth is, I struggled a little with this last question because I wasn't sure if buying a home was a meaningful goal or was it just materialism. I wasn't sure. I know all my realtor friends would say it's meaningful because it's their life. Their life is real estate. But here's what I realized as I thought about this. I realized that the home was symbolic of my family. And though I wanted a new house, I knew that subconsciously, deep down in my heart, I wanted a different family. Not that I wanted a different people in my family, but that I wanted a different experience. See, the thing was I wasn't present for my family. I just wasn't here. I was providing for them, which I felt was my duty, but I wasn't available. I would get up in the morning and I would kiss my kids goodbye. They'd be in their pajamas and I'd go to work. And I'd work and I was awesome at my job. And I would come home and my kids would be in their pajamas getting ready for bed again. And I would kiss them goodnight. That was the extent of my experience with them. And then I'd have 45 minutes with my wife before we both crashed. And that was not what I wanted. That is not what I had dreamt of as far as my family. Does this make sense? I wanted to be present. I wanted to be part of their family. I wanted to experience my kids growing up. I wanted to be part of my marriage. And so the house was symbolic of the things going on with my family. Thinking about this process gave me this big aha moment. Couple of things. One was I hadn't stopped to think about what I really wanted because I was too busy surviving. Can you guys relate to that? I was so busy surviving that I hadn't stopped to think about what I really wanted. And I think that's where most people are. Once I did, I realized I was not on the path to get it. See, I was at my career, I was at the top. There was nowhere left for me to grow. I'd grown to the top, and yet I still couldn't save any money. Yet I looked over at what I was considering my side hustle, and the sky was the limit with that, right? With this opportunity, the sky is the limit. It gave me a shift in my thinking. I stopped thinking of my network marketing business as my side business, and I started thinking of my job, my career as my extra money. See, if you have a job or a career and you're trying to build this business on the side, you have an amazing blessing because somebody else is paying you while you build your business up. How cool is that? How cool is that? So going through this process, I wrote my first why statement just 3 years ago. Kind of blows my mind to think about that. Hold on, let me get us back in focus. Is that better? There we go. Just 3 years ago, I'll share it with you. It's the sample text in your Teamzy account. This is my why that I wrote 3 years ago. To create a life where I'd never have to worry about money again, I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. This was my why. I wrote this down 3 years ago, and it was life-changing for me to get this in writing. Now, what happens is when you write it in this final box and hit continue, it then publishes it to Teamzy Dashboard. Okay, right there it is, so you can read it every day. You can read it every day. Now, what happened with me? Hold on, let me get a sip of water. Suddenly, I went from being a part-time hobbyist to really pursuing my dreams. Why? Because now it was clear to me what I was working for and what was at stake, and it convicted me. There were days when I didn't feel like doing it. Do you guys have those days? Of course you do. Those days where you're like, I just don't feel like it today. Then you have to look at your why and say, well, do I want to stay stuck exactly where I am? Or in my case, do I want to be with my kids? Do I want to not be worried about money anymore? Do I want to not be in a position where somebody can lay me off just because? I don't want to be in those positions anymore. Does this make sense? So it convicted me. So here's what happened. Within 3 months of writing this down, I left my full-time career, came home to build my business. I had nowhere to work. So what I did was some of you guys know this story. I went to Home Depot and I bought a shed. You know the sheds you put your lawnmower in and throw it in the backyard? I had one of those sheds dropped in my backyard. I ran an extension cord out to it and it became my shoffice, my shed quarters. And you can see here's a picture of my one of my business partners, Mike Lopez, and I in the shoffice just a few years ago. The bottom line, guys, just the why. Once the why was there, it made it happen. You can kind of see on that whiteboard in the background, the homemade whiteboard, an idea of something called Teamzy, the kernel of a new idea. Because I was able to get that why clear, and I was able to focus on what I needed to do to change everything. Does this make sense? This is why I just spent 10 minutes of my presentation tonight going through this process with you. It is so important that you get your why out of your heart and into your mind. You have to reprogram your thinking so that you know what you're working towards. Does this make sense? And you'll have a chance of breaking that statistic that says you have a 50% chance of quitting this year. With me? Okay, now let's get back in here and continue. The last step for setup is you're gonna get your contacts in. So in the setup wizard, I think where were we? Well, let me just jump into why. We'll skip through there. So the next step is loading some contacts in, and there's some videos here to help you on how to get some of your contacts in. I want you guys to know that'll bring you to this page where you just upload files, okay? I want you guys to know that you can find tons of videos and help in the Help Center right here on the left. Check this out. Videos, FAQs, instructions, anything that you need to get started and get things uploaded, come here and get the instructions, okay? And if you find that that's too tough for you, just click this help button and ask our team to help you with it. Super easy, all right? I don't want you guys to worry about that at all. If you're worried about that technology end of it, we'll help you through it. Don't worry about it. Once you're here on the dashboard, anytime you want to put contacts into Teamzy, you click this add contact button at the top, and you can add one person, or you can click bulk import to upload a file full of people. Okay? Make sense? Cool. Now there's one more step for setup. So you're going to get all your lists in here. If you've already been building a business, you're going to get your distributors in first, then your customers, then you'll get your Facebook friends list in, which is so cool that you can import that. And then any other contacts you have, get them all into Teamzy. One list, organized, one place. Okay? Once they're in there, you're going to have one more step for setup, and that is ranking. Now notice on the left-hand side of each name is a number. Okay? This is their star rank. This is their star rank. Let me show you how to do this. I'm going to jump over to the team page, left nav. The team page is like it's your CRM. It's like your Rolodex inside Teams. You see everybody's there. And you'll notice that each person has a star rank, just like in Netflix or something on Amazon. Okay? Some are 5, some are 1. 5 is awesome, 1 is not awesome. You get the idea. Why do we rank people? It's super important. Here's the concept. With relationship marketing, you should speak more often to your best relationships, right? Just like in real life. The closer a person is to you, the more often you talk to them. The people you barely know, it won't be natural for you to talk to all the time. So the idea is you're going to go through your list and you're going to prioritize your best relationships first. Now let me go through and show you how easy this is. You can toggle this on right here. Rank mode. It'll toggle automatically if you do a bulk import. And this lets me just jam down my list. Everyone comes in as a 3-star, by the way. So really, I'm just looking for 4s and 5s to promote people. You just click on it to change the rank. It auto saves. Okay? Click down. You can delete people. All right. So why is this so important? This is what the 5 stars mean. A 5-star is someone most likely to become a customer or a distributor, or they're an existing customer distributor that's a rock star. These are also your best friends and closest family members. They're 5-star people, okay? They're gonna come up on your up next list just to connect with, just to stay in touch with them every 30 days. Every 30 days they come up on your list. 4 stars are someone likely to become a customer or distributor with a little bit of nurturing, right? Or they're the solid people on your team. They're your friends and relatives, maybe not your closest, but they're your friends and relatives. They'll show up on your list to connect every 60 days. So 5 stars, 30, 4 stars, 60, 3 stars, most of the people on your list will be a 3-star because they could go either way, you don't know yet. And a 3-star comes up on your list every 90 days. See how this works? More stars, more often. 2 stars is getting colder. They show up every 120 days. So Teamzy will constantly cycle through all of your contacts. Remember how I said I needed a system that helped me stay in touch with everybody? You'll stay in touch with everybody. But some people you'll speak to more often based on the rank you give them. Make sense? So you're going to go through this list once from your gut and give people an initial ranking so that you can get started. As you go, you can continuously move people's ranks around as you go. Okay? But let's get started. So now we're ready to go. I've got my first person on my list. I'm going to do my power hour. Hold on, let me get a sip. Man, I'm talking too much. Why am I the only one talking? Oh, that's right, it's a webinar. I wish I could let one of you guys talk for a minute. So now we're all set up. We're ready to rock a power hour. Okay, right in the center of your screen is the power hour module. This is where you do the work. The left side has my lists: prospects, customers, distributors, and my follow-ups. Okay, 4 lists. Each list gives me 5 names at a time on purpose. That's so that I don't get overwhelmed and so I don't spend a lot of time skipping, right? I just want to focus on who's up next. The right-hand side is where I log my activity as I go. So I don't have to go back and do any logging later. Teamzy is going to tell me who to connect with, right? So I don't have to go back and later and go, who did I connect with? Let me put it in Teamzy. No, Teamzy is telling me, connect with J. Lisa Swain. Great, I'm going to connect with her. Now this is where I used to get stuck. What the heck will I say to Jay? I'm going to now go to my scripts. See right here? And Teamzy will help me with what to say. So I'm going to grab this first connect. Connect number 1. Hi Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. So simple. I'll copy that script. I want you guys to see how easy this is. I'm going to paste it in here so that I can edit it. Change the name. Hi, Jay, get the right name. Have I ever sent the wrong name? Yes, I have. That's why I paste it in Teamzy first. I used to go right to Facebook to send it, and sometimes I make that mistake. Let's do an emoticon. Okay. Maybe 2 emoticons. I don't know. However many emoticons you like. Look, so now I've got this message just the way I want it. I'm going to send it via Facebook message. Now, Teamzy can't send Facebook messages. Nobody can except for Facebook. So I'm going to go to Facebook, which I have right up here. And I'm just going to look up Jay. It only takes a second. So I copied the message that I had just kind of perfected the way I wanted it. And now I'm going to send it to Jay. Okay. Boom. There it is. Send. Okay. Message is sent. Let me go back to Teamzy. So now what I do, I log this now by clicking the big blue log connect button, and it's logged. Now you can see I've got 1 connect done for prospects, 8 left. The next person's Sandy. I'm just going to use that same message and change the name. How easy is that? And then what I'll do is I'll copy it, and then I'll send it in Facebook. And then once I'm done with that, I'll log it here. Boom, 2 done, 7 left. Hobie, same thing. Paste that in there, change the name. Okay. Copy that, go to Facebook, send it to Hobie. Facebook message. Now look, you can connect with people anyway: Facebook, email, text, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, phone call, greeting call, in-person, video chat, voice message, other. I personally, though, I lean on Facebook Messenger the most because it has such a great response rate. It's the best response rate of any form of communication, and it has a couple of other benefits. They can click on my message and go to my Facebook page to catch up with me passively, which most people will, which is great. And when they respond to my message, Facebook prioritizes my posts now in their feed, which is great. Okay, so let me log that one. So you see how easy that is? We just did 3. So I'm going to go down my list of prospects till I get to my goal, which in this case was 9. Okay. When I'm done with my prospects for the day, I'll toggle over and start customers. Now, one quick tip on that as you're reaching out to prospects, some of them will respond right away. And I don't want you to go having the conversation until you've finished all your outgoing messages in your power hour. Okay. You could easily get distracted and never finish your outgoing messages. So just stay on task, get all your outgoing messages out, then you can have those conversations. Okay. Next list is customers. The first customer on my list is Anatola. So what I'll do again is I'll go to my scripts and I'm going to grab a customer facing script, something like, I don't know, Jane, you're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on. Did they do something great? Congratulations. Or how about this one? Hi, John, how are you enjoying whatever product he's got? Please send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Simple. Actually, this is my favorite one. I'm going to use this one. Okay. Paste it in there. Change the name. Boom. Put my emoticons in. You get the idea? Copy it. Go over to Facebook, send it, log it in Teamzy as you go. Super easy. Now, connecting with customers. So we connected with prospects. Now we're going to connect with customers. Just so you know, customers are anyone who's ever bought from you. I don't care if your back offices are current, active, or whatever. Even if they've canceled their orders, they're still your customer. Keep them on this list and stay in touch. Now, a couple things happen when you stay in touch with customers. You'll hear every trainer tell you about prospecting, but being in touch with customers is just as important. In fact, maybe even more important. Because when you're in touch with your customers, and I don't mean like some cheesy trying to sell them, just staying in touch. If you're just by being in regular contact, they will order more products and they will retain longer on recurring orders. This is a known fact. If you want people to order more products and you want people to retain longer, just stay in touch with them. And now that you know Teamzy exists, you've got an easy way to do it. Make sense? You do not need a complicated contact system. You do not need to go, I need to contact people 32 days after their initial order, 18 days after that. You don't need that. That is overthinking your life. Just put them in Teamzy, star rank them, and stay in touch as they come up. You'll always be present when they need you that way. Don't overthink it. Okay. The other reason why it's so important to be in regular contact with your customers is the best source of a new customer is a current customer. Okay, I'm going to say it again so you can write it down. The best source of a new customer is a current customer. How many of you guys want some new customers? Yeah. The best place to get it is from a current customer. Why? Because they're already running around talking about your products. That's what people do. When someone's excited about something, they tell their friends. They tell their family. Now, there's a recent statistic that 85% of North Americans make purchasing decisions based on the recommendation of a friend or family member. That means that your customers have already created new customers for you, people who are ready to purchase. Are you getting introduced to those people? Step one to getting those introductions is being in touch. Okay? Again, Teamzy makes it so easy for you. So you're going to go down your customer list. You're going to stay in contact. You're going to send those messages. And when you're done with your goal, our goal in this example was 6. Then I'll go to my distributors and I'll start connecting with distributors on my team. My goal is 4. I'll get some scripts if you don't know what to say. Okay, simple. You're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on signing your first customer. Congratulations on losing 10 pounds. Congratulations on clearing up your skin issues that you had, whatever it is. Okay? Or just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day, whatever. Just message them. That's why we call this Teamzy, by the way, because building community with your team is the most important thing you can do as a leader. So prospects, customers, distributors, boom, power hours, half done. And in this example, it was 19 people total, less than 30 minutes work. The second half of your power hour is doing follow-ups. Nobody's on my follow-up list. Here's why. You have to put people on your follow-ups list. Now, just really quick, this is very important. I want you guys to understand something. Teamzy will continue to cycle people through your up next list based on the star rank. So if there are 5 stars, they're going to come up every 30 days. If there are 4 stars, they're going to come up every 60 days. For example, you do not have to set a follow-up with them. They're going to come up automatically. You put people on your follow-ups list that are leads for a sale. Okay? So how does this work? I'm talking to Jay. I send her that message. Hi, how are you? She says, oh my gosh, great to hear from you. Now we're having a conversation. What's going on with you? Do you have any plans for the holidays? And we're just having a regular conversation. And what I'm doing in this conversation is I am looking for a way that I can help Jay. Now, if it can be with my business, perfect. If not, I'm just looking for anything I can do. Advice, I can connect her with somebody, I can send her something, a book, I don't know, anything. I'm listening for wants and needs, asking questions, seeing if there's a way I can help her, because my heart's desire is to help everybody I talk to. Make sense? Now, in the conversation, I am going to share with her what I'm doing and why I'm so passionate about it. Why? Because it's a normal thing to do in a conversation. When you're catching up with somebody, what do? You tell them what you do. I'm going to tell her, oh, this is what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about it. And you know what her response is going to be? Oh, that's really cool. Good for you, Eric. As opposed to, I found this great opportunity. Do you want to see it? No. I'm going to first tell her what I'm doing and why I'm so passionate about it. In my case, it was helping people lose weight and get healthy. That's what I did. Because that's what happened to me. I don't know if you know this, Jay, but I recently lost 60 pounds. It's changed my life, honestly. I feel like a new person. And it has been so impactful for me that I've committed myself to helping other people lose weight and get healthy too. And it's been the most rewarding thing I've ever done. Wow, Eric, that's really cool. See the difference? See that response? Yeah, it's totally different than no thanks. I don't want to do another one of those things. Now, as you're having a conversation like this is when I would say, are you interested in learning more about it? Are you interested in learning more about it? She can say yes or no. If she says yes, then I'm going to send her an invite. Okay. If she says no, I'm going to say, okay, no worries. But please, Jay, if you come across anybody who needs help with this, in my case, it was losing weight and getting healthy, please connect them with me because it's my passion to help them and I'd love to help them. Okay. So always tell them what you're doing and why you're passionate. And if they say no, ask them to connect people who need that solution to you. Okay. Because you're planting a seed with them. Make sense? Most people you'll be planting a seed with. Don't worry about that. That's the way this works so amazingly. Now, if Jay says, yes, I am intrigued and would like some more information, great. Now's an opportunity for me to invite her and put her on my follow-ups list. Now, if she said no, I wouldn't put her on my follow-ups list. She's just gonna come back up automatically. Make sense? So she says, yes, I'd like some more information. Great. I tell you what, Jay, are you around tonight? Yeah. She's like, yeah, great. My team is doing an event on Facebook. You can watch, you can tune in from home in your pajamas, in your comfort of your own home, and check it out and see what it's all about. She says, that would be great. Perfect. So I'm going to now send Jay a link to this online virtual event. And what I'm going to tell her is, great, the link, I'm sending you over the link right now, Jay, and I'll check in with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Sound good? She says, sounds great. So now I'm inviting her, pay attention, I'm inviting her, and I'm telling her that I will follow up. It's really important that you tell people you will follow up. That way, when you do, you're keeping your word. I'll explain more of that as we go. So let me show you how to do this in Teamzy. So Jay's no longer on my dashboard. So as I'm having the conversation, I'm going to look her up. This takes me to her record. Now you can see there's my original connect. A lot of people ask me, would you put the whole back and forth of the conversation in her record? Personally, I don't spend the time to do that. Because I don't think it's necessary as long as I have the next follow-up because it's in my messenger. But if you want to do that, what you would do is you would edit this and paste it in, okay? All right. So what I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to log this new invite because this is going to set her up to go onto my follow-ups list. So see here where it says invite? Click that, and then choose what kind of invite it is. Now this drop-down will look different based on your network because it's customized to what you guys use. But in this example, I'm going to use business opportunity meeting. Okay, and I'm just going to put a note here that it was a Facebook Live event. Right, I sent her via Facebook message. And notice right here where it says in 2 days, that's my follow-up. That's the default. But I'm going to follow up tomorrow because that's what I told her. You can set your follow-up to any date in the future. Okay, but I'm setting mine for tomorrow. Now, what happens when I log this in Teamzy is it sets the follow-up on her record. If I go to my dashboard, you'll see that I now have an invite logged. Great, that was one of my goals today. And on my follow-ups list, there's Jay, due tomorrow. How easy is that? So the idea, as I'm talking to people, when I uncover some interest, I invite, and then I put them on my follow-ups list. Now I'm going to follow up like a pro until Jay converts. Now let me explain a little bit of that. First, let me show you how to do it in Teamzy because it's so easy to do. And then I'm going to teach you philosophically how to crush this, okay? All right, so when I come up to my follow-ups list tomorrow during my power hour and Jay's due, I'm going to go to scripts just like a regular connect, and I'm going to get a follow-up script. Now, all of my follow-up scripts are in here already for you. I put them in here for you. They're numbered. So I'm going to grab follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay, boom, copied. It's just like a regular connect. Change the name. Boom. There's so much psychology in these scripts. Just use them. They work great. That's ready to go. Okay, Facebook message. I'm going to toggle over to Teamzy. I'm sorry, Facebook, and send that message to Jay. Okay. See how easy this is? My follow-up is done. That's it. Now I need to make sure that I set a new follow-up. So before I log this, I set my next follow-up. Let's say I'll follow up again tomorrow. Okay, log it. Make sense? Now it's sent. I don't think about it again. If she doesn't respond, tomorrow I'll send my next follow-up. Okay? Now, really quick on this. I want you guys to understand this while I have you for a minute. I'm out of water, which means I won't be able to go much longer. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Have you guys heard this before? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. So how many of you have a little button there you can raise hand. How many of you follow up 10 times typically when you do an invite? See, no hands went up. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. Most people don't. And they don't do it for 2 reasons. One, they don't have Teamzy yet, right? So they're just not organized enough to stay in touch with somebody that long. But the main reason is they're worried about being annoying. How many of you would feel like if you followed up 10 times, you'd be super annoying and icky? Got a few honest people putting their hands up. Okay. Hang with me for 2 more minutes and I will teach you how to do it without being annoying. And I'll teach you how to follow up in such a way that people thank you for it. Thank you honestly and sincerely from the bottom of their hearts for it. Okay? But first, mindset shift. You need a mindset shift because let me just see who believes that their product and their business can change people's lives, and that's why you're doing it. Let me see your hands. Those of you who really are here to help people. Okay. Here's what I want you to understand. Until they make that first purchase, you can't help them. You might be able to encourage them a little bit or educate them a little, but you really can't help change their life until they commit to the step one, correct? And if we know that 80% of them will not purchase unless they've been followed up 7 to 10 times, that means, let me just put it this way. Instead of saying 80% purchase between 7th and 10th follow-up, I will say 80% of the people whose lives were changed had to be followed up with 7 to 10 times. Does that change the way you guys think about that? In other words, following up isn't something annoying that you do to pester people. Following up is an act of love. It's the only thing that you have that can really change a life is by following up enough. Following up is an act of love. I want you to write it down, put it somewhere where you can see it when you're doing your follow-ups. Following up is an act of love. Failing to follow up enough with somebody is the same as just telling them, I don't care about you. I'm sorry, I don't care about you. You're letting them down. Does this make sense? Now, how to do it without being annoying. Hold on, I feel like I'm a little bit blurry. Is that better? Okay. How to do it without being annoying. There's 2 rules. Follow these 2 rules and people will thank you for following up. They will never find you annoying. Ready? Rule number 1, never ask someone to do anything in the follow-up. Don't ask them to call you back, text you back, message you back, finish their purchase. Just don't ask them to do anything like that. Okay? Because that's annoying. Right? That's the first rule. Number two, your message needs to be written out, like they need to be able to read it, okay? And it needs to be short enough they can read it on their phone screen without opening it. Now, look, I know people have told you should leave voice messages or voicemails or videos or Voxers, or I'm telling you, don't do that, that's annoying. And because they have to open it. People don't have time. Just trust me on this. They need to be able to see it without opening it on the lock screen. Why do they not want to open it? Because they're not going to respond to you and they don't want to admit they've seen it. This is the same thing you guys do with messages. They don't want to admit they've seen it because they don't have time to respond right now, but they still want to read it. That's why you make it short so they can see it on their phone. Okay, look, I've got messages right now on my phone that I can see without opening. Now, if it's too long and I have to open it, now I'm annoyed. Make sense? Okay, I just want you guys to understand something. What happens is, I'm talking to Jay. She's so excited about the business opportunity. She wants the freedom that I have, right? And then I follow up, I send that follow up and she doesn't respond. But here's what happens on her end. She gets the follow up and she sees it and she goes, oh yeah, it's positive, it's short, it's uplifting, and she understands that I care. She sees that message and she's like, I need to respond to him. But what happens? Oh my gosh, the dog is literally throwing up on the baby right now. I need to go handle that. She puts her phone down and handles it. Life is going to happen constantly and people are not going to respond. The vast majority of people who are interested, who respect you, who are excited, who are going to be good for your team, they will not even respond to the first 5 or 6 follow-up messages. This is typical. So if you look back, those of you who've been doing this a while, look back on all the people who didn't respond and it surprised you that they didn't. You didn't follow up enough. They were probably great prospects. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're just going to come into Teamzy when they're due. You're going to send them the next follow-up message. Just send them the next message. My messages all conform to the 2 rules I just taught you. And around 5 or 6, you're going to get that response that says, I'm so sorry that I haven't responded to you. Thank you for staying in touch with me. I really appreciate it. I can tell your level of care, that kind of thing. You're going to get that message, okay? You just got to stick with it. Don't give up on people. Keep messaging them. Stay in touch with them, okay? And 80% of them will not convert until they get down the road a bit. That means 20%, the 20% you're getting now, which is 100% of what you're getting, are the ones that are converting in the first 3 or 4 follow-ups. Okay, but they're the small percentage. You just need to keep going. So as you're cultivating leads and inviting people, put them on your follow-ups list. Okay, after you've been doing Teamzy for your 30-day free trial, by the end of your 30 days, you'll have a full follow-ups list. So when you do your power hour, you'll spend your 30 minutes doing outgoing connects to prospects, customers, and distributors. And then you do 30 minutes worth of following up. That's your power hour. You do that every day. You will build tremendous, tremendous momentum in your business. Yes, for those of you who are thinking out loud, yes, you need to have the conversations you've started elsewhere. So maybe you have another hour of the day or a couple half an hours put aside to actually respond to all these incoming messages. But you get all your outgoing proactive work done in less than an hour with Teamzy. Make sense? Okay. How do I finish Jay off? Once she purchases, I'm going to jump to her record. You can do that by looking her up in the lookup bar or clicking on her name like I just did. I'm going to click on sale. What sale type? Again, this dropdown will change depending on your version of Teamzy. I'm just going to log that she came in as a distributor. I'm going to move her member type from, and I'm going to tag her for whatever product. I'll write a tag in for whatever product she's using. I put some popular ones there. Go to my member type, click on distributor, personally sponsored. That has now moved her to my team from prospect to distributor, personally sponsored. That's the whole process. I started a conversation with Jay, had a conversation with Jay, uncovered some interest, invited her to something, followed up, and signed her up. And I'll continue now to work on my relationship with her and help her build her team. Okay? That's how you do it. Now, if you've got questions, put them in that Q&A. We've got a few minutes, and I will answer a few questions. Please forgive me while I put a lozenge here in my mouth just because I'm super dried out. Anyone have any questions? Okay, easy peasy. Thank you all for being here with me tonight. Really appreciate it. I hope it was valuable to you. I am so grateful for your trust. I'm grateful to have you as part of our Teamzy family. I hope that together we'll be able to help a lot of people. God bless you. Have a great night. Talk to you soon.